The leg.
Touch the leg.
What Columbus did to the indigenous folks, American slavery.
Opening prayers, please share to in the chat room. Oh, mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those obstacles in my path to liberation and nations. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering safely. I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. All mothers and beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those clear obstacles in my path to liberation and nations. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering safely. I will establish them in the still ones of us, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dalla Dangwara Jibi Da No Bara Jibi Ge Tarpo Dong Dom Je Jembe Barada Ju Bara Zeba Dom Je Je Zoro Zebe Mananga Da Nyambe Zimje Dom Je Dewa Dan De Dongara Dang Dara Nyorda Lana Meba Yang Da Bara Zobe Sanjo Rumbo Je Da Bara Za thus, unto achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Unto death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the kind Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, the Dhakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and the likewise and the example of a Bodhisattvas. As a previous Buddhas embrace enlightenment and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta and apply myself to a complete stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge unto enlightenment is rich, by the merit of generosity and other good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest in calamity, free from attachment and aversion. Skip the 7 lamp prayer. Short mandala offerings. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and stirred with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spirit mountain, the four continents, and the sun, the moon. As Buddha Pharaoh for it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as the Buddha fears. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer altar, inner and sacred offerings. With my body, word, and all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostration offerings, confusion, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment, all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Om Guru Rina Mendala Punzamanga Samanda Savarana Samaya Hom. I call refuge on me of the world. Your firm provides the 3,000 words. You are with over Jadara with our door. I forfeit, O Father, Jiti Sungum, continually attain with no one but you. Compassion, even grant your blessings. Despair, darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of the mind. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the true vehicles and the combination according to these positions. Likewise, the mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is burning like the sun, free of clouds of two words, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds wisdom, takes at his heart, he has a compassion. For all beings who are suffering from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclaps, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma, the true 60 branch of Haramana speech. He wears the wisdom silver to cast sudden over suffering, to dispel darkness of confusion. And the Bodhisattva form is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the perfect in the body of all knowledge. Supplicated human Jeshiri are drawn by the 112 sons of Buddha to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arabazana de 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 Om Arabazana Om Arabazana de 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 Om Wange Joramo Wange Joramo Wange Wange Yoromo, 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 Wange Yoromo. You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flower of wisdom blazes, and dispel the darkness of ordinary ignorance, are posted before you in the priest Manjeshiri. Yune gelen jangwa bo yishe drume rabden ba jede dumo men sarwa jambar yang la zanzar do dangge do je sha je rui zhen do yin je me do de je bun jom ba Serje lombo tabre jipe ge shaje jerbe jala ge zan zer dorjen janje de lo naro da marba mala cheje gambo pa ba mo de ba jerwa digong be ga je lama nam la zorwan de ro men cheje yenje bodang Te sam san je gen je ngo nye ran sam je ge ngo zon don ze be za we la ma nam la zor wa de. Lo chi sen ro re zin je lo je lam de ro re zin je lo lam tur wa ze wa re zin je lo tur wa yi shi san ja wa re zin je lo. Grant blessing for the mind to turn towards the Dharma. Grant blessing for the Dharma to go along the right path. Grant blessing to dispel confusion along the path. Grant blessing for the confused perception to arise as wisdom. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, evening. Tashi Dele. Welcome to Gampopa teaching. So we finished the first three sentences. The last one, fourth one. Grant blessing for the confused perception to arise as wisdom. Which page today?
61, I thought. Could be wrong.
I think 61, yeah.
Yes, 61.
Yeah, so 59, 59. We have to know this Nagarjuna's explain, what he says in the Madhyamika Rina Avale middle way treaty Mala of jewels. It is explained. So this is the source of the samsara. Then we always think why we taking birth again and again in samsara. So this is the reason here. Nagarjuna say, as long as there is clinging to our body, there is a self-clinging. If there is a self-clinging, then there is a karma. And from karma comes rebirth. Okay, so the long as you have I and the self or fixation to our own ourself, here's it mentioned about the body. Then we think about me and I, look to our body, like say I and me, myself. Then self-clinging arising. So due to that, then attached to ourselves and aversion to rising to others, so create a karma. Through karma, then take birth into the samsara. So then next, this explain is like yesterday we, share with you is this self-clinging is permanent or not permanent. So we, have to investigating. The self-clinging is not permanent, it is delusion. Self and I is delusion. So then self-I is, we can, how to say, the P of I is could be correct words, or release, uproot, release, go away, self and I. Then, so that's possible. So that's why Buddha shared the path. And many, of course, Buddha Shakyamuni, he talked about Four Noble Truths. It's also followed by in this instruction, first statement. So we beings are suffering, and the source of suffering is origination of suffering. Then Buddha taught, origination of suffering has a solution is path, result is a cessation. So that's possible. That's why, and then, okay, here, page 61. The self-grasping is uproot the self-grasping through the wisdom that realize selflessness. Then according to the Buddhist scripture, so Buddha's scripture, the scripture most important is all philosophy is solution for the selfish, and how to this selfish is uproot or the antidote to the completely uproot self-grasping. That's all teachings. The Buddha's so many these teachings. We have 100 volumes. According to Buddhist scripture, the difference between the three vehicles, then there also each vehicle explain different ways to, using antidote completely uproot self-grasping. Or yanas, relates to differing approach to purifying these two obscurations. Then the shavakas. So now here is going to explain little bit about these three yanas. Three yanas, Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. So we have three yanas. Three yana, how to engage in this using antidote for self-grasping. First is Shavaka and the Pakika Buddhas of the individual liberation. Path meditate solidly on the selflessness of the individual person as an antidote to obscuration of negative emotions. The Bodhisattva Shavaka is Shavaka is kind of more fast than Bodhisattva path. Another way, The reason is Bodhisattva is many lifetimes. And the Shavaka said that 3 lifetimes you can reach to liberate. Or 1 lifetime also can reach liberate. The reason is Shavaka only focus the causes of birth, afflictive emotion, then focus that, practice for like how to release that afflictive emotion, causes of birth, samsara. Bodhisattvas don't focus on that. The birth is not important for, like take birth in samsara or not is not important for them. The important is to benefit others. So Pakika Buddhas, they don't think about the benefit others. They only focus how to get out from the samsara, Then they're really investigating what is the causes of samsara, taking birth, afflictive emotion. So then all the practice that put effort is for the antidote for afflictive emotion, causes of birth. So that's why the Pakika Buddhas or these Shavakas can liberate from samsara. The why they don't enlighten, the reason is because they don't focus bodhicitta. Okay? So which are you are? I like Pakika Buddha actually. No Pakika Buddha, Shavakas. You think so? Sometimes you thinking about others too much and you lose yourself in samsara. Okay. So anyway, this is like Pakika Buddha or Shavaka, and then Bodhisattva is depending our practice. Sometimes we are Pakika Buddha, sometimes we are Shavakas, sometimes we are Bodhisattva, always a change. Sometimes we have a really good intention, selflessly, wanted to help others. So that moment, our action is a Bodhisattva. Sometimes we really say that in samsara, I want to liberate. So that's called shavakas. And then sometimes like you want to practice yourself, don't want to associate it with others much, and focusing liberation is called Pachika Buddhas. So that's the important is like we have to think our own practice, right? And I think, okay, very good. Welcome. So I change a lot this, Every day I can be Pachika Buddha or Shavaka and the Bodhisattvas. I think you too, right? So not always Bodhisattva, not always Shavakas. Some days I'll be Shavakas, some days I'm Bodhisattva. Some days no in these categories. So, okay, the here is just followed by, of course, the philosophy idea. What means Shavaka and the Pachika Buddha? They're liberated more fast than Bodhisattvas. The reason because they only focus for afflictive emotion, for how to get out of that. They put effort for that, then they can liberate free from samsara. So that's called solitary selfness of individual person or in antidote to the obscuration of negative emotions, through which all the negative emotions are exhausted. See, the negative emotions are exhausted, and it becomes impossible for them ever to fall back into samsara. That they cannot come back to samsara because no cost to take birth to samsara. But then they're not enlightened, but they're hanging somewhere else. That place is nirvana, called nirvana. No suffering. So Shavakas think that is the liberation. No, the Buddha is only enlightened. Everyone reached to nirvana. So Bodhisattva say no, we all can enlightened. So you guys didn't do correctly on the path. Bodhisattvas pointing their problems. Okay, what Bodhisattvas telling them is, you guys didn't have a bodhicitta. And Buddha is embodiment of a bodhicitta. So you guys only focus for how to get rid of only afflictive emotions, your own afflictive emotions, not thinking about others. That's why you reach only nirvana is cessation, uh, the peaceful state. They don't suffering reasons because no afflictive emotions. They don't take birth because no afflictive emotions. Without afflictive emotion, without self-grasping, cannot take birth. Then this has lots of debating. I think you read the Way of Bodhisattva, chapter 9. It's called Wisdom chapter. Shantideva said all these Shavaka have to enlighten. Then Shantideva said, how to the king enlightenment? Because enlightenment means you have to take birth again and put bodhicitta, effort, like establishing bodhicitta or create bodhicitta, and then you have to enlighten. This Shavaka is already in the nirvana, they cannot take birth, they cannot apply bodhicitta. So Shantideva said they can't take birth without afflictive emotion. They have like some subtle, very subtle karmic imprint. I don't know, we don't know that, okay, how they has. This Shantideva said, Nagarjuna said, they have very subtle karmic imprint, afflictive emotions. So then they do that, use that with aspiration, take birth. Then they go into the Bodhisattva path. And then they're going to enlightenment. So they said they don't recognize they have to do that. But when Buddha Metteyya come, and then Buddha Metteyya does like this, waking up them. You guys have to go back to again. Okay, waking up them. And they say, what do we have to do again? Metteyya say, you have to do bodhicitta again. And then they say, how to we do bodhicitta again? So you have to take birth. They said they cannot take birth because no afflictive emotion. Then Metteyya say you have a karmic imprint. So use that and aspiration together, take birth. Something like that. And then take birth and create a bodhicitta. And then that we call the Shavaka practice go first, reach to in the nirvana, and then go back to Bodhisattva path again, and take birth, and then they can, more fast liberate again. So it's called Shavakas, the practice already went first. So then some scholars that don't accept that go fast. Some say they go fast. We don't know, okay? This part is like beyond our capacity measuring them. So let go the idea, but point is we have to get rid of our afflictive emotions. Get rid of afflictive emotion, then reach to nirvana, this aha level. If you reach aha level, it's nirvana, cessation means no suffering. That is a good place, better than samsara. I take that path. What do you think? It's good, like sometimes people think Shavaka, Pachika Buddha, or no good, Hinayana, no. If you reach to in this place, it's no suffering, cessation, but they don't have ability to benefit the same as like Bodhisattvas, Buddhas does. Then, however, since they have not perfected the meditation on the selflessness of phenomena, see, they don't have selfless of phenomena, they have selflessness of personal meditation, these Shavakas. They don't have selflessness of phenomena, means like whole, fully realizing. So selflessness of person is you see I and the self is not there. And you don't have I and the self, so you see selflessness person, and then no emotion rising. Then you not take birth, so you reach to in the nirvana. Those the bodhisattvas, they don't focus for selflessness person. that only focus for benefit others, action. Then they also meditate more bigger view is like selflessness of person and selflessness of phenomena. Phenomena means like you realize emptiness is everything. Not only I self is not there, or not only that, just knowing everything is emptiness. So followed by yesterday, Nagarjuna talk about interdependent. They do not become free of the subtle obscuration to omniscience. Reason is because they don't put meditate as a selflessness person. I mean the phenomena. The illusory ones of the Mahayana path, beginning from the path of seeing. The first Bodhisattva Premi, the path of seeing is like you really seeing the truth, nature, or seeing all phenomena as emptiness. So that's called seeing path. First Premi Bodhisattva stage. Yesterday, I also shared with you, we go through all these stages, one meditation section. And your preparation, like try to meditate, or your preparation, everything is kind of create accumulation merit. And then you sit down meditate, you have to go through very challenging with your thoughts, not easy. So that's engaging. And then your mind is into nature, like kind of free from thoughts. You feel that's it, is the truth. So that's called seeing part. And then meditation means you have to become used to that. And so first for me means like you really in the knowing the truth. Then gradually purify both of the two obscurations. See, Bodhisattvas, and even first maybe Bodhisattva also they say there has this afflictive emotion, subtle level. And Shavaka, they don't have this afflictive emotions, subtle obscurations. They don't have afflictive emotions, subtle part. So those like, first maybe Bodhisattva, and comparing to arhats more higher realizer. The arhats don't have afflictive emotion, even subtle level. Maybe very coming imprint. The Shantideva said that, but I don't know, okay? That's his job. And he pushed too much Shavakas, The Shavaka and the Shantideva Nagarjuna, they have so much debating. Shavaka says, we are perfect, we are good, you don't have to say anything for me, I'm already good. Then Nagarjuna, Shantideva, Chandrakiri, all these philosophers, Mayamika philosophers, they push too much in for them, telling them you have something problems there. But Shavakasa didn't accept. So then when Buddha Mettaya comes, we see what happened, okay? Who's right, who's wrong, okay? Until that, we don't know. Anyway, see, our hearts don't have affective emotions. Subtle part also free from that. That's why they don't take birth. The Bodhisattva, they say there has this afflictive emotions. First Pimi Bodhisattva still. Then this also first Pimi Bodhisattva has afflictive emotion. Yes or not is lost debate. Then the Tsongkhapa and many Sajja philosopher, Nyingma philosopher, Kagyu philosopher, all these are debating, like writing books for this. And so many books for in this, debating past sections. If you into that, become you interesting, really knowing that, is then you don't know how monthly goes away, years goes away. Do you understand? That's why in the Sheda, means like Buddhist like school, Buddhist philosophy school, when we learn, and the year is go very fast because people so much interesting, like who study this, like so interesting, you focus that, and then very joy also to then like to debate, then like to write the books. And so that's happening, you know. That's why each Tibetan masters has like, some has like 60 volumes, some has like 30, 40, at least 15 volumes, many scholar has. So they all this, you know, talk about this philosophy, like this realization, and which that, you know, when realization, which level you have, which kind of experience or rising, something like that, or they talk about these things. Then, so Bodhisattva has a afflictive emotion or not, I don't know, okay? First Pemi Bodhisattva, I mean the first Pemi Bodhisattva. So these are followed by, in this, when I wrote this compose, is Jigten Sumgon Sam, his idea, and Nyingma tradition called philosophers, Mapam Rinpoche, his idea, I like that too, so I follow them, and when I compose this. This is not every the scholars accepting this way, but this is also another. Some scholars follow this way. So that's the in, you know, first Pemi Bodhisattva stage gradually purify both. See, both means like the afflictive emotion and also obscuration to the omniscient wisdom. So these both two obscurations, and these are purifying simultaneously, means together. So some says like first Pemi Bodhisattva, no, zero already afflictive emotion, only the purify one obscuration. This obscuration to the knowledge. So here I put both. So this, I think, anyway, so we see when we reach in this level. Until that, we don't know. Then when they reach the Pemi, see, Pemi Bodhisattva. So it's called first Pemi Bodhisattva to Pemi Bodhisattva is called impure Bodhisattva. Impure, the reason is there's a, in this first to seven, it has like some afflictive emotion. That's why impure. The meaning is. Then Gelo tradition, Tsongkhapa, they don't accept that way. So that's the first Pemi Bodhisattva, no, zero afflictive emotion. And they have different ideas. So anyway, reach to Pemi, when you reach that realization rising, then no subtle emotion also gone. In the manner of effortlessly entering the Dharma, Dharmata means when you into the first Pemi Bodhisattva, then like effortlessly. So entering the Dharmata is you reach to everything is naturally, you know, like no any effort. Even subtle effort also gone. Until that, like first Pemi Bodhisattva to 8, you have put a letter effort. And we have a draw the, like, you know, monkey with elephants. Do you remember the guy he chasing that? The fire inside in the front. So that's see, all the way like fire is effort. It's like you higher levels, fire is gone. So effort is gone. Even the subtle subliminal sense of self-grasping and all negative emotions are completely exhausted. From that point, so this is negative emotions are completely exhausted. It's like some philosopher say it's only when reach Pemi finish. Some says when you reach first Pemi finish. So it's a big difference there. From that point onwards through the next three Pemis, then actually next three Pemis are 8, 9, and 10. So that's three Pemis. It's called pure Pemis. 1 to 7 is impure Pemis. 8, 9, 10 is called pure Pemis. Subtle obscuration or Pemis known as the pure stages. So it's called pure stages. The subtle habitual imprint of dualistic conception, or rather the subtle obscuration to omniscience, is purified alone. So all this 3 stages last like 8, 9, 10 is only purify this subtle obscuration, omniscience to the wisdom. Aside from a Buddha, it is impossible for anyone who is still on the path to be unhindered by even subtle obscurations. Only Buddha is free from all these two obscurations. All this until, like say, first Pimi to all the way to 10th Pimi, has these obscurations. So especially this last three has like only very subtle level obscuration. Here, when we speak of the selflessness of phenomena, there are two contexts. One is the selflessness of phenomena that is common to all the vehicles of Buddhism. So the other is the selflessness of phenomena specific to Mahayana. There is what is known as the grasping at the self-nature of phenomena that take a focal object and grasping at the self-nature of phenomena that ensures for dualistic conceptions. And this part is also not all the philosophers accepting like this way. So, it's the way some philosophers follow this idea. So, like in this idea, that's why I put it into this, section here. It's very important topics, but no, it's too short. You don't have learning all this like differentiation or this detailed things. Then right now I throw something here you don't get what is talking about. Okay, this is actually when we started Buddhist philosophy, Maya Minka teaching is a very, very important topic part in these sections. So maybe some don't accept this way, other, here it says, as saying here is, there is what is known as grasping at the self-nature of phenomena. So here is like, okay, self has two difference, like, where is that? Oh, here the last section in the last section in this page 63 says the other is a selflessness phenomena specific to Mahayana. So this is specific to Mahayana or specific to common vehicle, all the vehicle Buddhism. They don't create these separations. So we created this separate, like one is the selflessness of phenomena that is common to all the vehicle Buddhism. And so that's, is from, in this way, like what mentioned is like, the point is, first, maybe Bodhisattva realization is more higher than actually the ahats. So, some philosophers say ahats has more higher realizations. So when I wrote this, the reason is because the Bodhisattva has a more higher realization than ahats. And why is Bodhisattva more higher realizations? Is the reason is here is, one is the selflessness of phenomena that is common to all the vehicle of Buddhism. So that's only ahats purified. Then the other is the selflessness of phenomena specific to Mahayana. So that part, the ahats don't focus, they don't purify yet. So that is what is known as the grasping at the self-nature of phenomena that is take to focal object, and the grasping at the selfless nature of phenomena that ensures for dualistic perceptions. Out of these three categories, the first one is purify on the first Bodhisattva Bhumi. The second one, grasping at the self-nature of phenomena without focal object, is purify on the eighth Bhumi. in the what is it called? Lelesivestara Sutra. This Sutra name of Sutra. This Sutra has this quote, Buddha Shakyamuni, what he shares. So Buddha Shakyamuni says, when you are able to have the forbearance to hinder the knowledge that there is neither birth nor death, at the time at Dipankara will prophesy you enlightenment. And Buddha shared this, but then many philosophers confusions. Okay, so they're saying this is only for first Epumi Bodhisattva. Buddha Shakyamuni talking about Epumi Bodhisattva. Some say no, this is Buddha talking about the first Pumi Bodhisattva. So he didn't mention the first or eight. He just said you reach in this state, then you free from all this, you get knowledge, you free from fears, and you don't have any fears, you have a true patience, and you can become 100%. I can prophesy to you, you're going to enlightenment. So that's in this, quote, Buddha share. Then, many this also scholars say this is for Epami Bodhisattva. So when you reach Epami Bodhisattva, when you are able to have the forbearance to handle the knowledge, means then you have knowledge about all the emptiness, and you don't have any kind of fears for this the Dharma, Dharma, wisdom, knowledge rising. So you don't have fears for that. That's only can hinder by Epami Bodhisattva. There is neither birth nor death. So when you have that, then no birth, no death. At that time, so Dipankara means Buddha Shakyamuni himself, he will can prophesy you, means prophesy you are okay next, like Buddha Maitreya, or you are next Buddha, like this kind of Buddha, the Buddha going to prophesy your enlightenment. So that's Buddha Shakyamuni share, but this part is not easy for just short session like this. We don't have background, the Maya Minka, this all the philosophy ideas, when to share that study. And I throw very important, logics here. Not easy to you get, okay? But it's okay, you don't have to get. Long as you just okay, yeah, something going happen there, so accept that, okay? Yeah. So here, the word forbearance. So now it's explain what is forbearance means. Refer to the ability to forbear or hinder the true that phenomena are unborn. This occurs on the ape Bodhisattva Pumi. So that is only ape Pumi Bodhisattva has ability. The third stage of realization, the realization of selflessness of phenomena that is free from dualistic conception, is only perception, is only realized when one become a Buddha. So very subtle, dualistic concepts. And Epami Bodhisattva to 10th has this very subtle, this dualistic concepts, perception, very subtle level. So that's a kind of a similar, Epami Bodhisattva 9 and 10 and the Buddha are very similar. But this Epami Bodhisattva 9, 10th Bodhisattva has very subtle subject and object coming imprint, perceptions. So it's only realized when one become a Buddha, then that's also gone. Because we have equal all kinds of erroneous and perverted habitual imprint in our own mind. Addiction existing arise unceasingly all sorts of all sorts of dream-like appearances. All this is made only of the staff mind. So now it's like we, why this we have this very strong dualistic conceptions rising. The reason is we because we have actual all kind of erroneous and perverted habitual imprint in our mind, condition existing arise unceasingly in sorts of dream-like appearances. Then all these appearances rising. All this is made only of the stuff of mind. So it's created by our own mind. Then and nothing other therefore. So nothing any other than that. It's like you think, oh, God created that, permanent creates, nature creates many, creators. So that's also incorrect idea, because the reason is like we create all this karmic imprint into our own mind. That's why we have all these delusions rising, appearances rising. As long as mind is under the power of attachment and other negative emotions, we will automatically enter and get caught up in the play of samsara, the three realms. Three realms is like desire realm and form realms, formless realms. It's called three realms. And even the hand of Tathagata, Buddha cannot make it stop only when we become free of obscuration and gain control over our own mind, where we finally gain control over all phenomena. So long as afflictive emotion control us, then we no choice going to these 6 realms or 3 realms. Even Buddha cannot stop that. His hand cannot stop that. So long as we free from these, afflictive emotions, then obscurations, and gain control over our own mind. So we have opportunity or ability to control our own mind. Then where we finally gain control over all phenomena. Long as you control our own mind, mind is not controlled by afflictive emotions. So you have ability to control our own mind. Then you have ability to control all these phenomena, everything. Gain control over all phenomena. It is not like we are fleeing a bad place and running off somewhere else to a better place. Place without having to rely on anything outside of mind. If we simply recognize this nature of mind, so long as knowing the own mind, the Mahamudra, this is how we become free of obscurations and attain liberation and omniscient state of Buddhahood. So then reach to enlightenment, Buddhahood. So that's why, we practicing right now is we create a karmic imprint, positive karmic imprint, and washing all these negative karmic imprints, practicing. Then especially this Yadam Deity practice is for using some very powerful support, removing negative karmic imprints. So then arising, pure mind nature is called Mahamudra. Liberation and omniscient state of Buddhahood. Not recognizing the true nature of mind and feeling under the power of attachment and the other negative emotion is how we become cause and wander in samsara.
How we become confused.
Become confused and wander in samsara. So whether we become confused or liberated is rooted in whether or not we realize the true nature of our own mind to sight a bahar or bottle. Toha is Toha by Saraha. Toha is like some special instruction, kind of Genji Mahamudra. So there has another Saraha has Toha is very similar Genji Mahamudra. So these days, like Genji Mahamudra is very popular, but this Toha is, people don't much sharing. I don't know why. So Toha means like just talk about all the directly Mahamudra teaching, Mahamudra. So Toha by Saraha. Saraha, this is come from Toha, their teaching. What Saraha says, emanating samsara and nirvana, bestowing the fruit of our desires to the wish fulfilling giver like mine are posted. So what did he say? I don't know.
Maybe offering our desires.
No offering desire, no.
No?
Something different.
Okay.
You guys guess. I cannot explain everything.
Is that what you just read?
What is it?
Well, if strong desire emotion arises, do not follow after it or get lost in it. Instead, look directly into the essence of that desire and rest your mind there without wavering.
So okay, so that's the practice, right?
Yeah.
We have to do. But this Toha by Saraha, what he's saying? He's emanating samsara and nirvana, bestowing the fruit of our desire to this wish fulfilling giver like mine are posted. Saraha said, I'm going to post it to my mind. My mind is the same as wish fulfilling giver, because mind created samsara and nirvana both. Yeah, so the samsara nirvana is always you have to bring to cut in the mind. Do you understand, no? Yeah, so it's just Saraha's mention is the mind is the samsara nirvana's root. Mind can be create samsara, can be create nirvana. So which one you desire wishing is go that directions. Mind is the same as a wish fulfilling giver. Wish fulfilling giver, I don't know, but this long-term ancient time idea, and you bring wish fulfilling giver and put somewhere and lots offerings, aspirations, they fill you your desires. If you're hungry, you're not going to get hungry. You're thirsty, you're not going to get thirsty, long as you have wish fulfilling giver. And then you can have whole country use that. So, fill the desires. Same is like this, mind is create this samsara nirvana, which desire you have. Your desire is nirvana, your mind can have you that. Your desire samsara, your own mind can have you that. Mind can create both. This both sources of mind. That's why he said, I posted my mind. So then, very easy to enlightenment, okay? That's always very hard. No, we go to easy one. A negative thought does not need to be rejected or right from your mind. I like that one. So get rid of it's not easy, you need not try to find some wisdom to contract the negative thoughts. Okay, whatever is holding you down if you realize this extraordinary path, it's going to go Mahamudra, because this confusion is a grand blessing for the confused perception to arise as wisdom. The negative energy have to rise to wisdom, okay? You don't need to purify, you don't need to get rid out. You understand? So, the way, then how we do that, okay? Extraordinary path. So how do we apply this or extraordinary Mahamudra path, in which simply recognize whatever arises, enable it to naturally release on its own. What means? Do you understand that? Okay. So it's this one. What is saying is, in the which simply recognize whatever rising enables it to naturally release on its own. We have two sections, okay? The meditation and post meditation. Do you know that too? Yeah, meditation and post meditation. In the meditation, you can maybe, if you are very good meditator, you can do that. But and to come back to post meditation, we don't have the ability to do this. That's why we are still ordinary people, you know. And when you are in the meditator, you are very good practitioner, you are good meditator. And when you come back to post meditation, you become same as like just ordinary, like normal people again. And when we meditate, like if you're very good meditator, you can handle the thoughts, emotions. When they arise, you don't apply any solution. Not first, not rejecting, okay? Not rejecting thoughts, emotion, yeah? Just let it arise. And let arising recognize. And then you recognize, so you seeing your thoughts or emotions, and you holding your own awareness, and the thoughts, emotion is release itself. So die itself. That's called the release itself. And then that means like thoughts, emotion is become called Dharmakaya. I think you heard this many times. Thoughts, emotions are Dharmakaya. So thoughts, emotions can be Dharmakaya. Thoughts, emotions can be is negative too, depending. So if we don't recognize thoughts, emotion is rising and control our mind, and then thoughts, emotions are negative. And meditators, when thoughts, emotions are rising, is recognized. And then just they hold awareness, mindful awareness, nature, rigpa, and thoughts, emotions release itself, die itself. So that's called thoughts, emotions become Dharmakaya. And long as you have that ability, then thoughts, emotion not rejected, no need rejecting. Rejecting is no good. You know, if you want to make good fire, you're rejecting firewood, and then you no firewood, so your fire is going to die. And if thoughts, emotions, so you're rejecting, and then you cannot create a wisdom, Dharmakaya. Make sense? So this is a Mahamudra instruction. Okay, Dzogchen Mahamudra is why it's important, because this is the most important key, you know. And thoughts, emotion, let not rejecting, rising, recognize, liberate itself. Then like many good meditators can do that, but when you meditate, like I told you, engaging like really hard to challenge with thoughts, emotions. You have to go through that stages, and then you kind of seeing part like very knowing the something, present clear awareness states, and then you use to habituate, then thoughts, emotion not bother you. It's not much rising, but it's rising also, not bother you. And thoughts, emotion also not that powerful too. Not same is like in the first beginning, like our thoughts, emotion. Thoughts, emotion in that state comes, but die itself. So I use sometimes the example is like same is surfing. If you don't know how to surfing, and then the wave is very dangerous, right? Very challenging. But just that same is like beginner meditator, thoughts, emotions, not easy. And then you good surfing, and the wave is not danger. So wave is become like just you don't rejecting wave and the thoughts, and you use that and your exercise. Similarly, these meditators need the thoughts, emotion, let rising, and use that and create wisdom. So then the surfings come back to in the land, so they are just normal guys, like don't know if we can surfing or not, right? Similarly, you pause meditation, then you don't know you are good meditator or not. And pause meditation, then emotion comes, thoughts comes, they can be control you again. That means like then we don't have still enough use to again. And another instruction, like important Dzogchen instructions, the six of the three words Garab Dorje, they also mentioned the way these practitioners always maintaining awareness during the post meditation. Otherwise, this the emotion can run over again. We go back to ordinary again. So that's why we have to maintain an awareness in the post meditation. So you are good practitioner or not is like then in the post meditation, not in the meditation state. Okay. So now it's become Buddha. See, if it does that, then what happens is, if you realize whatever is holding you down, if you realize this extraordinary path in which simply recognize whatever arises, enable it to naturally release on its own, when you will become a Buddha in one lifetime. So Buddha one lifetime. If strong, so then how to do this is another idea, okay? If strong desire emotion arise, do not follow after it or get lost in it. Instead, look directly into the essence of that desire and rest your mind there without wavering. When desire arises, it is rootless and groundless. This is known as not rejecting desire, but rather as a desire purified into its own nature. So when in the meditation, desire rising, you recognize, and then in this instruction say you holding awareness, you watch the desire. You see desire itself is rootless, groundless, it is emptiness, release itself, die itself. So that's this idea, the instruction into its own nature. The desire liberates its own ground. So desire liberates it to itself in ground. That itself is called discriminating wisdom. We talk about, mirror-like wisdom, economic wisdom, discriminating wisdom, accomplishment wisdom, and dharma-dharma wisdom. So 5 different wisdoms, right? These 5 different wisdoms is actually different aspects. So due to different afflictive emotions. When anger arises, you see anger, use your awareness, you see anger, then anger is ruleless, groundless, and die itself is called mirror-like wisdom. When jealousy arises, you see itself, jealousy, you holding awareness, jealousy die itself is called economic wisdom. And then desire arises, you see desire, recognize, and you holding awareness, and desire release itself, die itself is called discriminating wisdom. And then pride, ego arising. So you see ego, and you holding your own awareness. Ego itself is ruleless, groundless, it die itself, release itself. It's called the accomplishment wisdom. And then ignorance arising. So same exactly, you holding awareness, be in that state, ignorance comes rising, die itself, ignorance is like ruleless, groundless, emptiness. Then that's called accomplishment, dharma wisdom. So this 5 wisdom is due to these 5 afflictive emotions. Do you understand, no? Okay, so that's why 5 Buddha is, then it's called, when you have that ability, you are that associated with that Buddha. Example, I have anger rising, okay? This example, okay? I have anger rising. When I meditate, I recognize anger. If I release anger, release, first recognition is called wisdom. Recognize anger. Anger is like ruleless, groundless, knowing, and release itself. That knowledge is called wisdom. Then our myself is become Vajrasattva. I should be a Buddha. I should be a Buddha is a form body of, purify anger. Mirror like wisdom forms I should be a Buddha, right? Rina Sambhava is and purify jealousy, form body of economic wisdom. Buddha Amitabha is form body of discerning wisdom, discriminating wisdom, and purification like desire, attachment. So now you think like Buddha Amitabha is very important, because the reason is we stuck in samsara due to its attachment. And that's why when we die, we always say don't attach to anything when we die. So that's the reason, Buddha Amitabha is for the death, important Buddha. So free from attachment, then you will have ability to liberate. So you something attached to fixation to something, and then we kept going against samsara, attachment. That's why I think it's Buddha Amitabha is more popular with all these Buddhas, and another that reason. Then Vajrasattva is another popular reason, is because we have anger is another issue. Attachment, anger is the biggest issue. So that's why these 2 Buddhas is more popular to practicing. That's my understanding, okay? I don't know 100%. So now, see here says that this itself is Buddha Amitabha. In the same way as this arising of the 5 emotion poisons do not follow off after or indulge in them, but look into their essence and rest there. By doing so, the emotion and the thoughts are pure in their own ground, are naturally free in their own nature. They arise, but they are rootless. They are the 5 wisdoms. They are the 5 Buddhas. Whatever thoughts or emotion rise, look directly into their essence and rest there. When you do this, the thoughts or emotion naturally self-release, for they have no intrinsic redness. So this old section is I take from the Jigten Songkhong's teaching. One of Jigten Songkhong's Sakin Linje Kijor is like inherent Mahamudra teaching. It's a very short book. It's a very beautiful, profound one. And all this instruction is in there. So this is the really, really beautiful instruction, That's when I created this, Gampopa say, grand blessing for the confused perception to arise as wisdom, perception to confused perception to arise as wisdom, how to arise the wisdom. We have to use this practice. Then confusion perception can become arise to wisdom. Otherwise, without this practice, confusion perception is negative. So they bring us again in samsara. So this practice is from instruction awareness. This practice is from the oral instruction for the taking the 5 poison onto the path. This practice should be understood and sustained. Then this we have to know this also sustain. Sustain means like we have to not only this practice in the meditation, post meditation, and then we can become like change. Spinning the entire course of practice. These 4 dharma, which have been briefly expounded upon here, lend themselves as a complete guide to the way of practicing through the gradual stage of the path. See, this 4 dharma is like very short instruction, but lead themselves as a complete guide. So starting from, see, first dharma, like grand blessing for mind to turn towards the dharma, all the Theravada tradition practices into that category. And the grand blessing for dharma to along the right path is all Mahayana practice, especially method is into that category. Love, compassion, bodhicitta. Then grand blessing to dispel confusion along the path is all the Buddhist philosophy, emptiness, wisdom part. Then grand blessing for confused perception to arise as wisdom is Mahamudra. See, that's this instruction. That's why I hold everything here of practicing. So that's why Gampopa said this is a feature hymn. So now we see Gampopa. Long as you see these four sentences, 4 instructions, you see in Gampopa. Okay, Gampopa. Of course, the thing about which one is important, Tanka statue in all these verses, which is rare Gampopa. Rare Gampopa is in these verses. And then Gampopa, their Bodha Shakyamuni, he prophesied so many in the sutras teachings. So in Tibet, sometimes we talk about which lineage is important, which teachers are important. There have lots of competition to that too. Okay, so same is here is companies competitions, right? Same is this lineages teacher has competitions. Then who follow the Gampopa? They say Gampopa is the one of teacher only Buddha Shakyamuni mentioned. So then there's a Gampopa is the best. Reason is because Buddha Shakyamuni, no one he say any other teachers, only Gampopa. So that's the people who follow Gampopa, they think Gampopa is best. And then they also Malarepa Gampopa comparing. The who follow Gampopa, they say Gampopa is more better than Malarepa. The Malarepa, first he's a dream, and also Marpa Lotsa told him, your son is better than you. So that's the reason. And then Gampopa bring all these many lineages oneness. And Kadam tradition is very upset or jealousy Gampopa. What happened is Gampopa is his teachers is Kadampa teachers, many Kadampa teachers. Kadampa means Joje, Atisha, Atisha. and this many meditator like love compassion lineages. So nowadays, like Kadampa something, that's a misunderstand, okay? New Kadampa, old Kadampa, that we don't have this, like this is just recently happening, new Kadampa something. But this is followed by long time ago, these teachers, Atisha, Bodhisattva lineage come from. And Gampopa is from that lineage. And then there so much expectation to Gampopa. He can hold all the, Kadampa lineage. And when he heard the Malarepa's name, there's 3 or 4 something beggars talk about Malarepa. He heard about from them. He didn't ask them, like he hearing them, they're talking about Malarepa something. He hearing about Malarepa, then he couldn't sleep that night. And he only thinking about Malarepa, I want to meet that person. And then next day he looking to where they are beggars. And then he asked them who is that Malarepa, where is he? So then he went to the Kadampa teacher, his teachers, I have to go to see Malarepa. Then Kadampa teacher said, oh my God. So he said, I create like that. We have a Tomar here, like very long one home, right? He said, I create Tomar, it names Tomar like is this, but someone going to use. So means like he said, like, okay, he understand he's going to Malarepa's disciple. He's follow that lineage traditions. So he said, okay, no choice. I create, but someone going to use. So I did so much effort, create, but no benefit me, benefit someone. So then he said, okay, go. So then Malarepa went to Malarepa, of course, Malarepa then he followed the Malarepa. And the Malarepa has so many students. So Gampopa is only the lineage holder. Because Gampopa first, he has all the training, this Buddhist philosophy. I think Malarepa also wanted his lineage holder is someone really know the Dharma. His most disciple is no knowledge ones, just good practitioners. Very good meditator, very good practitioner, but they cannot establish his, aspiration. So that's the reason, another day, Gampopa is also Buddha Shakyamuni prophesies. And when he see Malarepa, after Malarepa give him all the instruction to him, he said, you have to go. And then Malarepa has a song of realization about all the Gampopas where he stay, and the mountain, and the place. I think Malarepa never went that place, Gampopa Tala Gampo, where Gampopa created a monastery. But Malarepa knows everything. He's telling Gampopa, you have to go that place. And you sit there and create monastery and, share the teaching for your disciples. So that's the source of all the different Kagyu lineages come from. Then Gampopa has many, many crazy yogis. So they're making him so hardship too. So see, one of last times I share one instruction, first Karmapa, and this Pamutrupa, and another called Sartom Shogun. This 3 is the Gampopa's students. The 3 is come from Kampa, called Kampa, 3 Kampas. In Tibet we have Central Tibet, Kampa, and Amdo, 3 different regions, big differences. Dalo is a different kind of culture, is a big difference. So these 3 come from Kampa. They're called Kampas. And then they are in the Gampopa place. So Adya is Pamutrupa's Adya. He said we have to do 2 offerings. We have to practice Vajra Yogini. Then he said we have to drink alcohol, and so the meat, many this, 2 offering stops. they bring and they use practice thought and they drink too much. They drunk, okay. Then disciplinary chaos, three of them, the monastery. Then three of them wanted to meet Gampopa before they go. They don't have time. The disciplinary is very powerful. It's a chaos moment. They don't have time to picking things, I don't know have things like just they don't have time to go to meet Gampopa and the chaos. Then Gampopa has something going on. He feels everything is like energy is moving to living from the Gampopa's mountain and his monastery and going to another directions. So Gampopa told his attending something going on in the monastery. Go to Gampopa. I think he stay like out of the monastery, maybe kind of retreat house somewhere himself. So he sent his attending in the monastery, and then attending see this tree is living. And then we went back to Gampopa. He told Gampopa this tree is living. And then Gampopa said, no, it's extremely obstacle bad if this tree is living. So then Gampopa, the run after them. Okay, so run after them, and the one hair of top of the hair, Gampopa calling them, using something, ask them to come back. And this three of them is going down somewhere in the riverside. There has rocks, and they don't want to go home. They don't have opportunity to meet the Gampopa. They're sad, and what they're going to do. And then they see Gampopa calling them, and they're so happy. And then they did a dance. They have like each one sing, they have some realization songs. Each one song realization, the gurus calling us, and they did a dance, and they have a footprint in the rocks. So Gampopa calling them up, like Gampopa say, you cannot live like many long time. Gampopa talked about like many lifetimes. You guys follow me. You guys cannot live. So he asked them to come back. And so that's the beautiful story. And Gampopa has all these many yogis. So that time, three yogis very famous. Is one of the first Karmapa. Second is the Pamutropa. And then Sartong Shogun, another yogi. Three of them then create different monasteries, lineages. So Pamutropas then comes from Digong Kaju, Talong Kaju, Drupa Kaju. Many Kaju lineage come from Pamutropa. So that's Kaju lineage. All Kaju is come from sources Gampopa. So that's why they say Gampopa is more better than Malarepa. Okay. Then Malarepa is better than Marpa Lotsawa. Marpa Lotsa is better than Naropa. So that's the, Marpa Lotsa told Malarepa, son is better than father. So, okay, so that's the stories. So that's the reason is Gampopa in this four Dharma is his heart instruction. So when I read this four Dharma Gampopa, and then I get idea, this everything carry, all the Buddha's teachings. So when I create this book, actually it's some section is like I wrote the Supplication Tara commentary. Some section is from stage of meditation. Some section is I wrote Gonchek book. I copy from there, create this together, because used to translator is very difficult, hard to find a translator, and their books already translate. Then that's why I create it together. Not is also easy to translate due to ChatGPT and other Buddha omniscient wisdom. So So that's just, in this fourth Dhamma Gampopa. So now we finish the fourth Dhamma Gampopa teaching. But this course, this dedication part, but the cause of whatever later virtue I have previously accumulated by the empowering condition of the humble Mary present from these efforts, I pray that this commentary on the fourth Dharma of Gampopa, who is the crown ornament of the Kaju practice lineage, become the unceasing cause for limitless welfare to enter into the sphere of complete enlightenment. Accepting passages from within some of my previous writing commentaries, such as a supplication to the illusory Tara and other, I have extracted the mantra that is complete contain the meaning of the fourth Dharma, and have composed and printed this commentary with the intent to benefit those with a sincere desire to strive in the practice of the Dharma. Thank you, everybody. So we finish it. Now you know what means fourth Dharma.
Khenpo, before we leave today, could you talk a little bit about next weekend's retreat?
Next weekend retreat is, what is this?
Yanzab Chenrezig.
Oh, Yanzab Dzogchen Chinrezek. Yanzab is said, Yanzab is lots of different dharmas. It's come from the Rinpoche. So this Tankayana. Yesterday I told you when we have empowerment time, I tell you from him. So he has a lot treasure teaching. Discovering, and then we call Yanzab Dzogchen. Digong Kaju has Mahamudra lineage and Dzogchen, two different lineages. So Yanzab is Dzogchen is come from this Rinpoche. So he's an emanation of Pema Sambhava. Then he has one of Chinrezek, Yanzab Dzogchen Chinrezek practice. It's different, the four-arm Chinrezek. So it's his teaching has a lot of diversity deities practicing, many different practices, Yadam deities, different kind. So this is the one of the Chinrezek, Dzogchen Chinrezek practice. And we have the long time ago, we supplication to Gachen Rinpoche, this teaching. He did it in this temple, empowerment, and he did all the teachings and the practice. We did 4 or 5 days. I don't remember, maybe 2018, something like that. 2016. I think we have all these sadhana copies. After we didn't use.
We sold them all but 12.
So now we have this sadhana?
We have 12 left.
12 left.
Yes.
Okay, so create hundreds that time. And now we're going to do again this empowerment Saturday, Sunday teaching with the Zong Sangha. So welcome to that next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. So now we do the dedication. Dorjen Chang, Delopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Pamutrupa, and the Lord Digompa. Please bestow upon some auspicious bless of our Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may achieve emanations by defeating all enemies' confusion. May all who traverse on the ways of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta excellent in the precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise, where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities suffer far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, they will realize the autonomic state, and as did Samatha Bhatta, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of true of unchanging Dharma as such, By the blessing of indivisible Sangha order, the Mary I share bear fruit. By the virtue collected 3 times by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may I all sentient beings quickly attain answer pass perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. Whatever may the teaching of Guru Digompa Ranashiri, whose omniscient Lord of Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, until end of the samsara. Okay, thank you everyone. So we finish teaching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you,
1小
Khenpo.
时。
感恩上
Thank
师，
you.
感
感
恩
恩
师
上师，
感
恩上
谢
师，
大家。
上天波，
Thank you, everyone.
感谢西贝勒，
上
感恩
师，
双语大师学的，
上师得乐。
Thank you, Rinpoche.
健康长久住世，法轮常转。
Thank you, Rinpoche.
哎，这我绕。
Thank you,
Bye.
Drama.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Galdoma.
Yeah,